All right, y'all. I am back with another one, and this is coming straight from Irene DeRosa's page, y'all. The title of this is Trump Border Caesar Absolutely Destroys AOC Lies. Okay. AOC, the one that is so-called supposed to be running for president, to be the next president in 2028, y'all. Yeah. All right. Okay. And we know, just by me just doing my research on Caesar, we know he ain't the one to be played with. So I'm definitely ready to dive into this and see how he destroys AOC. So with that being said, y'all, appreciate y'all for tuning in, kicking it with your girl. Let's go ahead and dive on into this video, baby, because I can't wait. Let's go.
Shocking images from inside a cramped border. This came through yesterday. If you haven't seen it, don't blame yourself. It just came out. This is the facility in Donna, Texas, showing migrants stacked wall to wall, many unaccompanied children just sitting there, laying there, waiting to be processed. Texas Congressman Brian Babin and retired acting ICE Director Tom Homan both toured the southern border together. Jay joined us now to talk about what they saw, because they saw a lot more than just these images. Thanks to you both. Congressman, you're no stranger to this area. What was different about this visit?
Well, it's out of control. You know, I mean, in spite of what the Biden administration is telling us, this is not a crisis even. It's just a challenge, et cetera. We know it's a humanitarian crisis, not only for the migrants that were coming in. My heart just went out to some of these children in a facility there at Donna that should be holding 250, and they've got 5,700 people stacked in there like sardines. And they just don't seem to realize what's going on there. The Border Patrol, as Tom will tell you, I think the morale is down, but they're doing a tremendous job, but they're batting with a short stick. And then opening up the borders of the United States of America and absolutely creating this problem and putting Americans in danger, as well as these migrants, and the stunning cost of what is happening there. It's just unbelievable, Brian.
I know. We're getting hotels. We're converting military bases. We're taking over the convention centers, not even telling the governors. Tom, it takes a lot to rattle you from what you saw. Where does this rank in outrageous scenes at the border in your career?
It's the worst, because this was totally preventable. You know, the Biden administration, the incoming administration, was briefed. They said, if you end these programs, we're going to see a surge like you've never seen before. They were briefed by leadership at ICE, at CBP. I've talked to the people that briefed them. And so they knew this would happen. Look, Brian, I wrote an op-ed in July of last year saying this would happen at the end of these policies. They knew what they were doing. Again, this isn't incompetence. This isn't, bad management. This is open borders. They design an open borders agenda, and that men and women Border Patrol feel abandoned because they're no longer enforcing the law. They're facilitating illegal entry at the instruction of the administration.
And you were telling me before they feel abandoned, but you used the word surge. You offended a congresswoman from Queens, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. Here's what I'm talking about.
First of all, just gut check. Stop. Anyone who's using the term surge around you consciously is trying to invoke a militaristic frame. This is not a surge. These are children, and they are not insurgents, and we are not being invaded.
Congressman, how dare you insult her by using the word surge?
Where is she now, Brian? Why isn't she down here? I can tell you, leading this delegation of Texas congressmen and former professionals in this very business, we actually asked, after Vice President Kamala Harris was given charge of the border situation by President Biden, we actually invited her. We invited her to come and visit with us at some of these spots on our itinerary. We heard nothing whatsoever. And absolutely, while this administration is telling us to continue to wear masks and only visit with just very few people up until to July, they are stacking people who are COVID positive, children on top of one another, and releasing them into the public to fan out across Texas and across this United States in the middle of a pandemic. They have it's just hard to comprehend how they can justify this, except that I think this is their plan. They want open borders. They want as many of these people to come in and get on government assistance and become voting citizens, or at least voting people that would come in and continue the Democrat majority. And we just can't. I think people just need to wake up. And if it wasn't for people like you, Brian, and Fox News, they would not be getting the truth. And that's what we need is the truth here.
Right. Tom, you insulted her when you used the warlike term surge.
Well, she needs to come down and talk to the men and women to put their uniform on every day and stand in that line.
She came down when Trump was president.
Oh, absolutely. But you haven't seen her since. Look, the men and women of the Border Patrol say it's a surge. The men and women of the Border Patrol is a crisis. The men and women of the Border Patrol know, as Brian Biden said, that these cartels are using these children and family units to throw them across the border in tight harassers. 40% of Border Patrols assigned to the facility no longer have a line. So these cartels are moving drugs and bad people to unguarded areas. This is a national security crisis. And if she can't understand that or accept that, then she shouldn't be in Congress at all.
Yeah, what's unbelievable is the vice president was given this portfolio clearly by the president. She takes the weekend off and says, I'm not going to the border. I'm going to the origin of where the problem is. I don't know. Who's more powerful in that administration? It's hard to know. I don't even know what she's doing. But it's hard to believe that would be, you'd want the job and then not do the job. Congressman Tom Homan, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Thank you.
With reaction, Candace Owens. I happen to like Piers. I know Piers. He's a trip. He's a fun guy. I don't know. I don't know if he got fired or if he left on his own. I wish he would have stayed because it was interesting television. I find it compelling to watch, and I can't stand anything about the Royals. It's their thing, not mine. I respect it. Here's the question: government regulators, HR 1 would have what? Fact checkers of ads. Who's going to fact check the fact checkers? Candace?
That's exactly right. And unfortunately, in the United Kingdom, they do not have First Amendment rights. And I hope that this story shows Americans why it is so important to have First Amendment rights. Piers Morgan was all of us when he was dressing down Meghan Markle and calling her out on the blatant lies that she's told. She can't even keep her story straight, by the way. If anybody remembers, about 3 years ago, she said on a panel that she does not read newspapers, that she does not check social media because she doesn't like to read stories about her. Well, apparently that's not true because she's now telling everybody that she was suicidal because of bad press, it's because of racism, even though she's not even, you look at her, you would not be able to discern just by looking at Meghan Markle that she's black. And so what they're basically saying is that you're not allowed to critique Meghan Markle. And for her to put in this phone call to have his voice silenced because she's unhappy with the press that's being sent about her, which, by the way, is felt across the globe. She's a typical leftist narcissist. It really has less to do with the royals and it has to do with a typical leftist progressive in Hollywood seeing something traditional and then saying, you know what, that thing has history, that thing has tradition, and I'm going to call it racist. And I have the grounds to call it racist because, as Meghan Markle is, I'm 25% black. And my son, by the way, if you've seen a picture of Archie and you believe that he has suffered anti-black racism, then I'm a Nigerian prince and give me your credit card details. It's
Candace,
so ridiculous.
I would like to think there are hateful, racist, bigoted people on this earth. I would like to think that it didn't happen. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. But the fact is, I am very worried about the language in H.R. 1 and that what we see over there could happen here. Am I
It's already
overreacting?
happening here. No, you're not overreacting. It's already happening here. You're sitting here with the fact checkers. What's really going on? We have seen in America already that the speech is starting to get tighter and tighter. And when you're starting to say you're not allowed to have an opinion, forget a fact. You're not allowed to have an opinion.
You right about that.
He believes that Meghan Markle is lying. I agree with him. Why aren't we allowed to have an opinion anymore without people telling us your opinion is no longer safe? It's dangerous.
If you want security and privacy, and you live in a $15 million mansion, don't go on Oprah's show because you're going to get
great idea.
A lot of scrutiny.
Yeah.
Congrats again. We're so happy about the baby for you. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
All right, Candace, thank you. More Hannity after this.
All right, y'all. That is it. Well, what do y'all think after watching this? Huh? What are your thoughts? You see the border? And that is really freaking sad that they will sit there and do that to them people. Because, you know what I'm saying, coming over here, setting all that up just to see if they can get more votes to try to win the American people and did not win. So now you got all these places, just like they said, people stacked kids, all this type of stuff, mess y'all got going on or whatever for Trump to come in and have to clean house. That's messed up. You got to be an evil individual to be doing some mess like that. That's just pure evil. And AOC, all I can say is about her is, girl, sit down. You is a whole joke, okay? You can continue to keep us laughing. Ha, 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 ha. Because that's all it's going to be with you. And, of course, my girl, Candace Owens, y'all, we got a good little all-in-one mix right here. So y'all go ahead and drop down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all thoughts are. Let's talk, y'all. How are y'all feeling so far? I know we all excited about Trump, getting ready to get into the office to do, like he said, when day one hit, he gonna be signing a lot of stuff off to get a lot of stuff in place and in order. So y'all be ready, but let's just talk like this crisis, like, you know what I'm saying? Or like they call it surge. This is ridiculous. It's crazy. And they wrong for that. They are wrong for that. And something is going to have to, unfortunately, something is going to have to be done. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just going to have to get over here the right way. See, all the lies, all these lies. Now you got these borders stacked up with people with these broken promises. And now they're going to have to get turned right back on around and do it the right way. That's messed up. And that's in their hands. That's in their hands. That's crazy. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, kicking it with your girl. Thank y'all for the love and support. Until the next reaction, man, I'm out.